Hello and welcome to a new episode of Short Track is Creativeness. Today we'll take a look at Kim Boutin, just has achieved Masterclass status in short track speed skating. The great Canadian skater represented Canada in 3 consecutive Olympic Winter Games and capped off a very refined total of 6 Olympic medals in short track speed skating. Also a world champion in the 500 meter in Rotterdam in 2024, as well as multiple World Cup gold medalists. It's just a very, very great skater, long career, very great amount of experience, endless amount of experience throughout her career. She's a very explosive sprinter, very quick off the line, has great timing, very textbook technique, kind of utilizes her anatomy very well, and skillfully performs under pressure, really navigates through kind of the pressure of competition. When the speed picks up, it's so hard to focus, so hard to kind of find the move and be able to operate top speed, but she does that so well. So I'm gonna break this video down in two. We're gonna take a look at her 1500 meter races and her preferred distance, the 500 meter, because she does a lot of interesting things in both distances, and this way we can grasp kind of the all-around package that this skater offers. So yeah, let's get into the video. Here she is in lane number 1, helmet number 3, because she was the world overall bronze medalist in 2019. Here she comes in 2019-2020 season in the World Cup in Salt Lake City, the royal palace of speed skating, whether it's short track or long track. So this is the 1500 meter A final in the women's 1500 meters. So let's take a look here. Can I please a bit in slow motion start. Here she is in lane number 1. Goes for a bit of a traditional start here. Of course, you don't explode off the line in the 1500. She has a great twitch of the line, steps up really far, even though it's a 15, don't need a fast start. Gonna play this a bit quicker here. So of course, when you're a sprinter, you don't want to stay in the back and have a lot of work to do later on. Kim Boutin knows how to control from the front, kind of the middle of the pack, so she can always give herself a chance later on in the race. See a Chinese skater making a move here. Front early on, Kim Boutin sits calm and composed in position number 3. She sees Zhang Schulting and Zhang Yuting pulling up ahead of here, but she doesn't close this gap. She decides to wait. Then she moves around the outside right here, trying to regain the lead. Don't want to be trapped in the back. Ariana Fontana taking the lead. Now this way she can kind of stay near the front, kind of have a control, great grip of the race. See Kim Lang now moving to the front, alongside Han Yutong from China. And Zhang Yuting once again making a pass, and she's in position number 5. And Suzanne Schulting moving again. Now in this position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skaters in front of you. She starts to create her corner entry right here and make a pass right away after Suzanne Schulting makes the pass. Now this is great timing by Kim Boutin, because the moment they make the pass, the skaters in front of you, they don't quite anticipate that they're going to make it right away, and that makes it really good timing. She does this really well. She makes a nice little outside pass with 8 to go here. 39.8 kilometers per hour, not quite as quick as we anticipated just yet. Here with 7 laps to go. Looks over her shoulder, scans and analyzes if there's anyone around her. It's nice and defensively. I'm going to take a look at her technique here a bit. See Kim Lang first taking the front, and now she's dropped to position number 2. Suzanne Schulting is coming. She takes the lead right away. Now Boutin makes a bit of a mistake here. She can't make the pass stick on Kim Lang right here. Kim Lang defenses her so well, and she kind of gets pushed to the outside. Gotta play this in slow motion. And that forces her wide. Now Suzanne Schulting capitalizes to get in position number 2 right here. Kim Boutin loses a bit of her speed right here. Looks a bit of her shoulder. Sees that Schulting is already kind of squeezed in that spot. There's no way she can take it right back right away. As you can see, it's kind of getting quick here. 9.299 lap times by Suzanne Schulting, position number 2. Kim Boutin's getting 9.39 lap times, so wasted a lot of energy on the outside. Here with 41.8 kilometers per hour. Kim Boutin takes the corner entry really wide right here with 41.8 kilometers per hour. That's how it's set up right here. See, after they get off this corner, Kim Boutin waits for them gonna get off that corner, get into a straightaway without looking at her, takes advantage of their blind spot to create more speed, more pressure coming out of that corner, and then she starts to set up. She's now doing what's called a negative splits, getting faster by faster progressively every lap. See Ariana Fontana trying to take the lead here with 3 to go. Suzanne Schulting trying to jump up the inside of Kim Alang to win the race. Kim Boutin looking at that, noticing that. Now see here, when Skinner makes a pass, they kind of slow down each other, but Suzanne Schulting almost slipping coming out of that corner. So like it's very fast. It's not as grippy as sea level ice. Kim Boutin sees that, starts moving around the outside, taking advantage of the loss of speed for these skaters. Starts building a lot of speed. Look at how she kind of swings the arm kind of backwards. Very powerful. Utilizes her body build very well. Moves around the outside with 2 to go. On Suzanne Schulting and Kim Alang at this point of the race. Suzanne Schulting lost her speed early on from bumping with Kim Alang when making that inside pass. Lost her speed a bit. Kim Boutin capitalizing over that, coming with a lot of speed here. 9.3 lap times, and she goes in with 9.3 lap times. And on this part right here, she was carrying a speed of 9.2 lap times here with 1 lap to go in the 1500 meter A final in the World Cup in Salt Lake City. That requires a lot of stamina for a sprinter. Kim Boutin utilized that so well here with 1 lap to go. See 9.28 lap times. And look here, there's no one who can catch her at this position. It's a bit of a gap here. This race is locked in, this race is over. Look at how she's kind of looking downwards. Now this is because she's kind of trying to get as much pressure and speed as much as possible. Kind of forces her to look downwards. This requires a lot of mental toughness, a lot of mental strength. It takes a lot of time to refine this during practice. And she pushes again, pushing a lot of mass, a lot of strength. She comes here to the finish line. Here she is in the 1500 meter. No one can make a move on her in this position. Celebrates before it gets to the line. Such a great race. Now next I'm going to show you the 500 meters. So here once again with the 500 with Kim Boutin. Now she in day 2 she won the 1500, and here she comes in the second 500 meter in the World Cup in Salt Lake City to try to win another gold medal in her preferred event, which is the 500 meters. So we're going to take a look at what she does so well here in this distance. Here she is off the line, lane number 1. Right here in the race, she prefers a traditional start, very focused, gets so low on the start line. Then watch this. Look at how explosive, you can feel almost how much mass she's pushing kind of off the line. Look at how focused she is. She's looking downwards here. She can kind of focus, fully focus on exploding off the line. Takes really long, really quick strides. This really helps in a start. Get really long strides, but also very quickly. And you can see here the world record, the former world record by Elise Christie, 42.335. Kim Boutin knew that that was the world record no longer after this race. As you can see here, gets really tight off the corner. This allows the skater behind her to kind of bunch into each other. But most of the time this really doesn't do anything because they're already far from her. But she tries to do that anyways. But here she kind of gives that up right away and goes really wide, builds up a lot of speed, because this is also a time trial. You need to get in lane number 1 in the next race, and that's why I have to go really fast from the gun. So you see here with 4 laps to go, she takes a corner entry really wide, exits the corner, then goes really wide here, takes 2 crossovers in. And watch this, this is full of clarity, almost bumps into the wall there. And she builds a lot of speed, not much power. Technique nice and locked in, nice and textbook. Keeps her technique. This is the time trial format here, the 500. You're gonna keep your technique in order to kind of maximize the efficiency of this time trial, even in short track. This helps you set a really fast time, 45.8 kilometers per hour, here with 1 lap to go. Once again, 8.66 lap times, followed by 8.49 lap times, also 4.5.1 kilometers per hour. And then goes on to set up the world record in the women's 500 meters. This gives her a lot of confidence going into the semi-finals and the rest of the event. We're going to take a look at what she does here. So here we are now at the 500-meter semi-final. I'll play this in slow motion again. You see here's Ariana Fontana on lane number 2, so she has a bit of a more stacked heat in the semi-final. Actually more of a kangaroo start. Kim Boutin is very interesting. Once again explodes off the line. See really long, really quick strides here. It's a great angle. This is how this looks like. Now again stays really close to the blocks, so no one can jump up her inside surprising of the line. You know Fontana would do that on other days, and she knows that. So she takes a really wide kind of defense, try to defend that inside lane, and then builds up on the outside, set up a lot of speed. Takes 2 crosses in the corner entry right here and builds up a lot of speed going to the first 10, 7.03 opener here in Salt Lake City in the semi-final. She knows that these skaters are really fast, are really good, knows how to defend them, has a lot of experience, knows how to defend against these skaters. You see here building a lot of speed, very calm, very composed. Really knows how to handle the pressure right here. You're in the lead at this point of the race, carrying down much speed. So hard to focus for, so hard to handle the pressure. It's going to time Malashevska here making the move on Ariana Fontana. This makes it really clear for Boutin. 8.85 lap times, not quite as quick as the previous race, but it's fairly consistent and allows her here to set a really fast time going to the A final. I'm going to take a look at her A final right here. So here we are at the A final. I'm gonna play this from here. Yep. Here they are. See, this is a stacked of the most stacked field right here in the 500-meter women's A final. She's once again in lane number 1. You know, it requires a lot of stamina to be able to set the fastest time trial one race after the other, hitting into the A final, and then actually racing the A final. So what kind of form Kim Boutin was in. She raced all the distances, won gold medals on all the distances. Now here she is in the 500-meter A final as the 500-meter world record holder here in Salt Lake City at the World Cup. And once again, there's nothing that's changed. It's the same power, same explosiveness of the line. Carries a lot of fatigue from the quarter and the semi-final, but still handles it very well. See Martina Valchipina right here getting around Lara Van Wyven from position 4. See Kim Boutin's new world record, 41.936. She carries that coming here to the A final. Does the same thing, kind of stays close to the block, not to let Martina Valchipina make a surprise move on her. And here she opens with 6.98. It's even faster than the semi-final. And that's difficult to do because you have raced 2 races before here, but you still set a faster opener. See Kim Boutin coming out of that corner, starts to set up really wide, building a lot of speed. But on the A final, you don't need a time trial, you just need to win the race. So the defending against the other skaters behind you is what really you need to do. As you can see, Martina Valchipina here, very calm, very composed, looking for the opportunity. Kim Boutin looking, she knows she's going to set up a surprise move, but she goes down here unfortunately. Then all of a sudden, Kim Boutin is pretty much no one behind her at this position. There's a bit of a gap that opens, 9.13 lap times. And here she can just build up the speed and wins the race. You see here, you're going to take 2 crossovers in. Going to build a lot of speed on the outside. And go on to win the race. 46.1 kilometers per hour. It's even faster than the previous races. You know, this is just how much it requires a lot of stamina to skate like this. 8.56 lap times right here. 46 kilometers per hour. Still carrying an insane amount of speed here with 1 lap to go. 8.68 lap times. So some insane lap times sit here. Kim Boutin's just masterclass status in short track speed skating. She goes on to win the 500 meter right here with a world record, and then just goes on that season to deliver a lot of great results. Yes, such a great skater. Unfortunately, we had to witness her retirement following the World Championships in Montreal last March. Unfortunately, she will not be competing anymore, but really all the times that this skater and all the races that she left right here is always so inspirational to watch. Always so fun to watch as well. Almost a very emotional skater. She knows how to handle the pressure really well, but remember that the pressure is always there and it's always mounting on you. And yeah, such a fun skater, such an emotional skater to watch. Always capable. On another days would win the race, any race at any level. And yeah, such a great skater. And I wish her all the very best in her next chapter of life after retirement. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Kim Boutin, one of the Masterclass skaters in Canada, one of the most decorated in the women's side in short track speed skating. And yeah, thank you for watching.